On August 17th, 2020, Minecraft speedrunner Korbanoes beat Minecraft 1.14 Random Seed Glitchless in 21 minutes 26 seconds, taking down Dream's 2-month-old record for the category. This run would stand for about 2 more months, until Curryway got a 2045 on October 19th. Another 2 months passed, and then on December 28th, D-Max got the first ever sub-20 for the category, with a large cut to 19 minutes 36 seconds. In the same time span, these 3 runners had also vied for the 1.16 world record, each obtaining it at a certain point, and with Curryway, Korbanoes, and D-Max currently placing in 1st, 2nd, and 8th in that category, respectively. On that 1.16 leaderboard, Korbanoes' 1456 is the highest run to use traditional strats, meaning no Bastion, no Ocean Monument, and no Nether travel. The second fastest is almost 3 minutes slower. It's a bit ironic, then, that Korbanoes is the first player to get the 1.14 record using non-traditional strats. Anyway, huge props to Korbanoes for this run. It's completely insane. I'll link his channels in the description, and he also made a video about this run, so definitely check that out. Watch this video first, though. With all that said, let's get into the video. By the way, only a small percentage of our viewers are subscribed, so if you enjoy the video, subscribing would be very appreciated. Also, be sure to join the Discord and follow us on Twitter if you're interested. Let's get into it. Korbanoes will always hold a special place in my heart because it was a video on one of his world records that first made our channel blow up. And more importantly, he's the only speedrunner whose name I've ever pronounced right on the first try. By Curryway. By D-Max, Benny X's. The person who got it is called Twice Nice. You get the point. Anyway, looking into Korbanoes' run. As I said, it uses non-traditional strats. Traditional meaning using TNT from a desert temple to get a bunch of wood, and trading sticks for emeralds to get ender pearls. Namely, Korbanoes uses pirate strats for this run. I'm going to take a minute to explain how pirate strats work in 1.14, but if you're already familiar with them, you can skip to this time. The way to acquire ender pearls in 1.14 is through villager trading. Keep in mind that that's a lot different than piglin bartering. You're always going to need a lot of emeralds, and there's a 2 in 3 chance that you'll be able to trade for the pearls. To acquire those emeralds, traditional strats use sticks, but pirate strats use gold. That's right, gold is officially a hot commodity in both 1.16 and 1.14. There are no bastions in 1.14, so the only place to get enough gold quickly is in an ocean monument, where the player will turn down their render distance to avoid mining fatigue and break into certain spots in the monument until they find the gold room. The 8 gold blocks is only enough for 9 ender pearls, so players will need a bit more gold from shipwrecks. The shipwrecks are necessary anyway because they're the runner's source of iron in pirate strats. Runners won't always find enough gold in the shipwrecks, but if they do find a shipwreck, they'll almost always find enough iron. The shipwrecks are also good for enough food to get you through the nether, so the last ingredient required is a magma ravine, where runners can build their nether portal underwater. These strats have the potential to save a lot of time, but they're also more likely to waste your time, because even after finding those 3 components, the monument, the shipwreck, and the ravine, you're still going to need a good nether, and once you come back to the overworld, you still have to find a village. If you want to learn more, Korbanoes himself actually made a video about a week ago breaking down pirate strats and whether or not they were worth it, and I'll link that in the description. But now, it's time to look at the run. This run was completed offline, and the video Korbanoes uploaded had commentary on it, so unfortunately we don't have his live reactions. Still, the run speaks for itself in just how crazy of a run it is. One more note is that the official timing of this run is uncertain. In-game time is what counts for the record, and according to Korbanoes' timer, this run was 19 minutes 6 seconds. But a recent rule change means that 5-minute lag, 10-minute lag, and so on counts towards the in-game time. So we can't really know what time this run actually was until it's been verified on speedrun.com, but most likely it's the new world record. There's also a chance it's been verified by the time I upload this, but as of now, it's probably, but not definitely, record. Either way, it's an interesting run, and definitely worth looking at. Korbanoes spawns on an island, which would be an instant reset with traditional strats. But after gathering wood and making a boat and some doors, Korbanoes immediately spots an ocean monument, the first piece to the puzzle. He turns his render distance down to minimum to avoid getting mining fatigue from the monument, and he loots the shipwreck. He gets enough iron for a bucket, a shield, and a set of tools, and from the other chest he gets a bit of food and leather armor. He goes to the monument and immediately digs into the gold room. So far, there's been pretty much no time losses in the run, aside from the monument and shipwreck being a little far from the spawn island. With his 8 gold blocks at 2 minutes, Korbanoes goes looking for a magma ravine. About a minute later, he spots another shipwreck, which he'll gladly take for the extra food and gold. He gets 5 gold and 5 carrots, plus a bunch more iron, and right next to the shipwreck is a magma ravine. He makes his underwater portal and is into the nether at 4 minutes, which is a really good pace. There could be minor time saves, just by all the locations he went to being closer together, but there's really nothing to complain about at this point in the run. His nether spawn is again great, but not perfect, as he spawns right next to another fortress, but does have to spend a bit of time building up to it. Like his former 1.16 record, the blaze spawner is almost straight down a hall from where he enters the fortress, which makes his nether very efficient. Even better than that, he gets great blaze rates, with 7 blaze rods in only 4 cycles, plus a stray blaze which also drops one. He also has good luck with the amount of time between blaze cycles, so this is an overall fantastic nether, with Korbanoes getting in and out in 3 minutes, despite spawning outside the fortress. He's on a great pace, but this run isn't going to be anything special unless he can now quickly find a village. Being in the middle of the ocean, this could have easily not gone his way, but he spots a snow biome when he resurfaces, and when he starts to go to it, finds a village just off the coast. Pretty much every component of this run so far, both RNG and execution, has been perfect or near perfect. There are only 2 parts of the run that wouldn't be considered really fast, and one of them is the village. The village is by no means slow, but as I mentioned in the pirate strats explanation, the 8 gold from the monument is only enough to get you 9 ender pearls. This means that Korbanoes needs to mine some wood to trade with a Fletcher for sticks. However, this doesn't really lose time, and here's why. On 1.14, speedrunners are pretty much pace-locked by the villager trades for ender pearls. You can only trade with villagers during trading hours, because otherwise they won't restock quickly, and as of now, there's no strategy that could allow the runner to trade with them on the first day. This means that no matter how fast the beginning of the run is, the player is always going to be trading with the villagers around the same time. However, having all the materials you need right when that time starts is really hard, and Korbanoes is able to do that in this run. He spends his time gathering wood, beds, and more food, and then is able to complete his trading by 14:15. This is definitely fast, but not a huge upgrade over former world records, until you consider that his pirate strats meant he traveled a lot further than most people would have at this point. When you play a seed on traditional strats, it's because you have all the structures you need somewhat close to spawn, including the village, so Korbanoes is actually well ahead at this point. Things get even better from there, as he's able to find an ocean stronghold in 2 minutes. Even better, the portal room is exposed, meaning he doesn't have to waste any time looking for it. Probably the coolest part of the stronghold is that it's a 0 eye, but because it was in the ocean, he only had to throw 1 eye of ender to locate it. All these converging factors mean he gets into the end at 1650. Now, considering that D-Max's old record is 1936, you're probably wondering how this run even came close enough where we can't be 100% sure that it's record. That brings us to the one major flaw of the run, the end. A common strategy in the end fight is to build up off of one of the obsidian pillars aligned with the dragon's perch spot, especially the ones on the north-south axis. But this is only a safe strat if you have an extra ender pearl. If you don't, the dragon could start to perch from too low of a position, meaning you can't get to it in time to one cycle, and even if it's in a higher position, it takes significantly longer to get to the middle. Considering this, and the fact that his pace is well ahead of the world record, Korbanoes decides to stay in the middle and just wait for the dragon to perch. Unfortunately, it doesn't pay off. To be fair, while he didn't use the riskiest and fastest strats, he did still get unlucky with how long it took the dragon to perch. It ends up taking about 2 minutes, which is almost painful to watch because of the potential of this run. With a somewhat optimal perch, we could have had the first ever sub 18-minute run on the category, just 3 weeks after the first ever sub 20. But another bad thing about the dragon taking so long to perch is that it's frustrating discouraging, and it kicks the nerves up an extra notch. Korbanoes mentions that when the dragon didn't start towering up at 1850, he thought his shot at world record was gone.
And at this point, I don't think it's going to be record. At this point, record is not, obtainable right now.
But the dragon very quickly realigns and starts to perch at 1915. Remember, that's real time, which is going to be a lot higher than in-game time. It's unfortunate we don't have the live reaction for this, because having those at the end are honestly my favorite parts of these videos. But regardless, it's still a crazy ending. As Korbanoes goes for the one cycle, those extra nerves I mentioned start to kick in. His timing on the first few beds is very suboptimal, but luckily, he has 8 beds in his hotbar, and he's able to recover in the second half and clutch up the new record. He mentions being unhappy that it took him 8 beds, but obviously you can't complain when you just got the record. That's about it for this Minecraft World Record speedrun analysis. Again, huge props to Korbanoes for yet another insane run. He's just one of the craziest runners around. If you made it this far, thanks for watching to the end, and be sure to show your support on the video if you enjoyed. Be sure to check out our Twitter and Discord down in the description, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.